Hello everyone, Maurice and welcome to Things Invest. We talk about investing, finance, professional development. For today's video, it is Sims only. The investment on topic today will be Ethereum ticker ETH. First, I just want to say happy Monday everybody. Hope you have a great weekend by the way. As I woke up earlier this morning around 8:30 a.m. I woke up relatively later than typical Monday morning or weekday morning. I typically wake up around like 6 a.m. But today I have a lot of meetings ahead of me. My daytime job is really, I work as a venture capitalist, so I do have a lot of back-to-back meetings, meeting with entrepreneurs and founders on a daily basis. However, with respect to Ethereum, as I woke up earlier this morning, it's currently trading around like the above $2,000, $14 level, up about 2.25% at the moment. It seems like the rebound is definitely progressing at the moment right now based on the sell-off that we've been having in the last two consecutive weeks so far, ever since that FOMC meeting that we had on the 15th, subsequent to that James Buller article that we got on the subsequent Sunday, and then the Chinese crackdown news that we got from the whole shutdown of mining infrastructure in China, to subsequent with respect to a lot of even the UK Binance ban that I heard in the recent news as well. So a lot of negative media affectation, a lot of selling pressure across the board. It seems like we're rebounding right now above the $2,000 level, which is an identifiable resistance level that we've been consolidating for quite some time historically before. So is this really a substantive level for us to sustain going forward, or are we going to see going back down to the 1750 again, or are we going to see more of a leap up going forward to above the $2,250 level in the near future, ahead of obviously the conference that we talked about, the B Word Summit that's going to be hosted by Jack Dorsey alongside with Elon Musk and Cathie Wood and some of the crypto titan in the crypto ecosystem. So I'm going to go through a technical analysis to look at the dynamics of the whole. So stay tuned, stick around, and let's make some money. Moving on to the technical analysis for Ethereum ticker ETH, let's just take a look at the equity market real quick before the market open. And I'm recording as of 9:09 a.m. on Eastern time frame right now, basically 20 minutes before the market open in the equity market in US. So with respect to on the SPY side, you can see that we have been having some bullishness in the recent time frame. With respect to MACD right now, we are still in a very bullish state right now at the moment, knowing the fact that you could see the lines are forming a cross section right now with respect to the MACD, which is the yellow line, and the signal line is the blue line. You can see the cross section is forming upward right now. So as it cross up, we're gonna see more of a leap up going forward. So I do see a little bit more of a bullishness momentum going forward on the SPY side, which I see that for Tesla, which is in the S&P 500, knowing the fact that we had a relatively red day on Friday, we should be seeing some green pressure today ahead of the market open. And with respect to NASDAQ, you can see that NASDAQ is a little bit different. You can see how it's a little bit more bearish based on the in comparisons. If you juxtapose the two, despite the whole purchasing momentum that we've been having so far, you can see how much of a stretch that we are forming right now on the MACD perspective. We are bound to basically cross down. So I do see some sell-off, potential correction coming on the NASDAQ side of the spectrum. With respect to our side, you can see how overly bought we are already. So I do see more of a bearish pressure coming. So net in the market equation perspective, I think we're relatively equalized or neutralized at the moment. If you put them together, it kind of, one is SPY is going up, NASDAQ's going down. So which makes sense. It's also a sign of sector rotation as well, which makes sense among the hedge fund community at the same time. So let's take a look at how that's going to be playing out in the Ethereum crypto market specifically, knowing the fact that that anti-correlation effect. So with respect to Ethereum, definitely a very bullish sign what I'm seeing right now, right? Just to recap on what happened in the recent time frame, the FOMC meeting happened on June 16, which is the time frame that we have here, and we subsequently sold down. And then on that Sunday, you could see that we had another red candle right here with respect to James Buller's article on his depictions around the inflationary outlook, that he predicts that the inflationary pressure is going to come sometimes around end of this year or early 2022, in comparisons to obviously Jerome Powell's depictions around sometimes in like late 2022 and early 2023, right? So it's like a 1-year gap in between their depictions, right? So that's subsequently obviously drive a lot of negative pressure across just the entire market, both on the crypto side, but also on the the equity side as well. And with respect to the more recent time frame, you can see that mega red candle that you see here that happened on last Monday on the 21st with respect to the Chinese crackdown of a lot of the Chinese these mining infrastructure are being shut down, right? At least 90% of it in the whole entire nation, which obviously with that shutdown, and also on top of that, the fact additional news on the UK Binance ban that also subsequently happened in combination, subsequently drive a lot more selling pressure, right? And ever since then, on the weekend affectation that we occurred on both the 25th and 26th, we had both red candles. One's is right here, which happened on Friday with respect to the option expiry, but also with respect to weekend affectation on Friday, and then subsequent to a little bit more on Saturday, right? And based on historical normal cadence, every Sundays are typically positive days, right? Because we rebound from the weekend affectation in combination, right? We subsequently drive up some pressure, right? And that's exactly what happened, right? We didn't see any black swan news this time, despite the 3 consecutive black swan news that have occurred in the last consecutive Sunday so far, right? The last one was the James Bullard article, which was basically like a sucker punch, if you may, that was unforeseen. And with respect to that rebound, we are currently forming right now. We have actually breached up above the $1,860 level, which is the identifiable consolidation level that we talked about, right? The next level will be the 1750, right? So we breach above the $1,860 level, and I told you that the next wave will be leaping up all the way to 2000, right? So we kind of hover around the 2000, right? Specifically around like the number that I mentioned was the $1,998 number, because it takes some time for us to crack through that 2000, right? But because of the fact that we have had such like, you know, large consecutive amount of selling pressure already, that the rebound is relatively sharp right now. You can see how sharp the V shape has been on the RSI perspective, right? And also on top of the fact that MACD has been crossed for such a long time right now, that forms such a large standard deviation in the spread, that it is, you know, it is a logical thing for us to leap up further right now because of the momentum, right? So I think right now at the $2,000 level is definitely a great sign of the bullishness that we're going to be seeing ahead of us, because the rebound is definitely occurring right now because of, you can see excuse me, you can see the curvature of the MACD is slowly fusing together, and we are bound to cross. So when we cross at that section, we're going to leap up even further to test about the 2150, which I told you that's a level that we should be forming, knowing the fact that's a plate that we have formed historically as a consolidation level. And then the next leap up will be the 2250, and then the next leap up will be all the way to the 2450, and then up and away to the 2750, and then the next level will be the 3150. I mean, I'm being very, very optimistic at the moment, but in a normal course of cadence, knowing the fact that we still need to, you know, kind of maneuver through the anti-correlation effects between the equity market versus the crypto market, that what I foresee happening is that we might be cooling off a little bit, knowing the fact that we have this leap right now. And I think the RSI is kind of showing the propensity at the moment, because we are not really highly overbought or highly oversold at the moment, despite the cross section that we're forming here. But eventually we're going to cross and leap up all the way from there. I think we're going to happen maybe half a week or a week from now, you know, ahead of the summit, which is going to slowly percolate as we anticipate more and more about the media affectation, the debate, the world titans debate between, you know, the maximalist Jack Dorsey versus the Bitcoin critics or crypto critic of, you know, Elon Musk, and then Cathie Wood, who has been a mega bull for such a long time now. Like, her price target, I believe, was what, $500,000 per Bitcoin or something like that, or something crazy. And with respect to her depictions on Ethereum, like $25,000 to $50,000 as a price target for Ethereum. So she and Jack Dorsey are definitely, bullish on the value proposition of cryptocurrency as a whole. So, which obviously, as we hear more and, you know, media affectation is going to slowly percolate, it will form some sort of influence into the anticipations ahead of the summits that's going to occur, right? And then I foresee that the rally is going to be happening, and then we subsequently sell off from there, like, you know, the typical classic buy the rumor, sell the news type of affectation, right? So I think the play is definitely incoming right now. So I want to congratulate all of you guys for thinking logically and thinking analytically, during these hard time, which is frankly a couple of weeks of, just pain pressure that you endure by, looking at your app on a daily basis, always see red, always being under the water, but still buy through the pressure and sustain that belief in a long-term value proposition and subsequently generate that return that you're looking for. And I think a lot of people bought at the 1730, including myself, and some of the very diligent investors like yourself that watching my videos, that was able to buy at the optimal levels that you guys are looking for. That I know that you guys are all making some good amount of money right now, right? But the end vision is going to be way higher, right? So stay strong and believe in the long-term vision and continue the dollar cost average. And respect to the level that I think might be optimal for you to buy. I think $2,000 level is not a bad number to buy at right now, but you have to kind of watch out how the equity market is going to shake out in the near future, because when the equity market goes up really, really high, I think those are the opportune days when it anti-correlates to have some driving selling pressure on the crypto side. Those are the times that you should be buying. And I think we might be hovering around like the $2,000 level, or like about like the $1,950 level, just like a base of consolidation that we've had before, right? But I told you that we're going to leap up to 2,000 because of the fact that we have sold off so much already, and the level of 1,950 is not really substantive, right? So $2,000 is not a bad price for buy-in right now. And are we going to see 1,850? I think the likelihood is no, because of the fact that we have already seen a lot enough already. And with respect to the logics of the supply and demand dynamics right now, MACD is highly over, it's about to rebound right now. RSI is highly oversold before that. We are leaning more propensity of a bullishness going forward. So 1,850 will just, basically destroy the logics on the MACD perspective and make this even wider now, right? We might, but we wouldn't get to that level. Let's just put it that way, right? 1,750, I think we missed it. I mean, well, you didn't miss it because if you bought it at the level, then you came out green right now. But that we missed the bus now. I think we did because of the fact that this will if we get there in the near term, let's say this week, this will completely destroy the logics of the chart right now. So I do see more bullishness coming, and those are the levels that I would dollar cost average at the moment. Right, just to recap all the numbers with respect to Ethereum technical analysis, I think the current level of the $2,000 level is definitely a good level to dollar cost average for a long-term perspective. But I think, if we were to think about this logically without any bias and emotions, I think we want to maybe look out for a more opportune time, right? Because in this, during this week, we're going to see a green day in the equity market and a red day in the equity market. That's just the way it is. If volatile, it fluctuates from there, right? So I would look out for a day when the equity market is relatively green, right? That's when people tend to, on the crypto side, liquidate that crypto to chase the pump on the equity side, right? And that drives the anti-correlation effects, right? So I think the next level of resistance will be 1,950 based on how the chart is set up right now. And with respect to attractive level 1,860, I think, contingent on a really, really green day or some sort of like selling pressure by a negative media affectation on the crypto side, we could get there. With respect to 1,750, I think I don't foresee us getting there anytime soon, knowing the fact that we've been selling off for so significantly consecutive at the same time, and we are rebounding right now. So to form that logic, we will completely destroy the charts and supply and demand dynamics at this point. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't provide people the incentive to sell to this level anymore. Right? Again, I have no biases. I'm not speaking on the numbers based on my feelings. I frankly don't have any feelings or emotions towards crypto. I just look at things based on the technical analysis, how it quantitatively speaks for itself and how it reflects into the price executions. And I do some evidentiary support research to back up the thesis, right? And that's how I was able to reflect these numbers here. With respect to corporate adoption, 20%, contingent on, obviously 20% of global corporate adoptions, we should get to $9,800, 5 times your money if you buy at the $1,950 level. That's it for today. Respect my technical analysis on Ethereum ticket ETH. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of the day and a great rest of the week as well. I really don't look forward to my day. I have like literally 12 meetings back to back to back today, so I probably will have a sore throat by the end of the day. But hopefully you guys, find my videos helpful and about allow you to think about this logically and, with full clarity and transparencies going forward to how you execute your price point. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and also the bell notification, and watch out for the next video coming up. Take care. Bye.